Hello, welcome to Body Language and Travel Show. Our guest today is a body language coach and he's coming from India. Learn how to read one's body language. Craft of Kinesics, Sudaraman Iyer, welcome.
Thank you, Roxanne, for having me here. And it is a honorable post for me to have you, have myself over here and reach more people and helping others and teaching body language to different type of kinds and people so that they can improve their life. Thank you, Roxanne, for having me here.
I'm delighted you for accepting my invitation and being here. We are broadcasting from Greece, beautiful, magical India. But first, I would love to share our story. The story is that we are collaborators. We are collaborating since August 2020 for a project of unemployment in order to upload videos how people to behave in a job interview. So this is where I met Sudaraman, and I recognized his ethos because he's modest, his pathos because he's passionate about what he's doing, and his logos because he's an expert in his field. So first, I would love to travel, to take the aeroplane and travel to beautiful, magical India. I need some recommended places to visit.
Thank you for such kind words of yours, Roxanne. Who comes to India is Jammu and Kashmir. It is the heaven on earth. As I prefer it, it is the best place to travel in the winter season. Second is Mumbai. If you want to have a fast life, see what how the world works in just under a second, under 10 seconds, everything changes. You have to come to Mumbai and Kanyakumari. It is the south part of India, and here you can see long good beaches, and you can take a ferry and travel Indian Ocean and come back in the evening and see a sunset too. So that they are the three
Exactly.
places.
Very nice, beautiful, beautiful places as you described them. And we hope all everybody that will be more convenient with the traveling in order to have this opportunity during 2021 and meet your beautiful country. Thank you so much for sharing all these recommended places to visit. So our topic of today, it is in regards to Salesforce, to sales in general. So my two questions of the day is number one, my first question is how, and we would love to hear from you, how non-verbal communication techniques can support sales.
Okay. So as we all know, 55% of our wordings, 55% of our communication happens non-verbally, and only 7% happens through words. So it is important that we learn how to talk and communicate with different people. And more importantly, we have to learn to understand that if we are trying to communicate with different people, their language also changes. So one thing that doesn't change is our non-verbal behavior. So if we are trying to be in sales representative, we are talking to different people. So how can we do that? The first thing we can do is mirroring those people. Okay, we can mirror those people not just by body language. If they show hands, we also show hands. That is what we all know. But something which we know but practice a little is the words. If suppose we can use the same words and exact same phrases as they do, we are on a much good basis of gaining trust and loyalty with them. Say for example, if they use the word secure, you don't use the word safe, use the word secure with them. This gives them a momentum of saying that yeah, you and I are on the same page and we can be establish a good relationship over here. The second thing which, as you can understand, is showing off your hands, show off your palms. It shows trust, and more importantly, have a smile with you when you're trying to do something. It shows that you are more trustworthy, and more importantly, you have a pleasant face, so you can sell everything. And third most important thing is you can lean forward when you're trying to sell your product. You have to lean forward, listen to them, and then you have to sell your product. These are the things which you can do for the sales product and sales when you're trying to pitch your sales to different people.
I like your techniques, also to lean forward and to repeat the last words of the clients, of the guest sentence, in order to get more close and familiar. I know I remember once you have told me, Roxani, be careful of your tonality of the voice, in order also the tonality to be at the same pace, at the
Pitch,
same
yes.
frequency. Let's use this word. Thank you so much for all this. And now, if we want to capture the audience in a sales presentation, if you have some techniques, advices to share with our audience.
If you are if you are giving a sales presentation, there are two things you're trying to. If the sales presentation has two ways. So if you're trying to pitch your sales under 10 seconds, you have to get your audience attention quite fast. So at that moment, what you can do is talk slowly. First thing is you have to talk slowly. Let the person understand what your product is. If you are speaking quite fast, the person doesn't understand what your product is, and then they just say yes, yes, and they move forward with it. So talk slowly, let the person understand, and nod. Try to nod with them. They also subconsciously nod back, and then you can understand that you are on the same page. This is a subconscious effort. Psychologically, they work on it. So they try. If you're doing some gestures, they also try to mimic it without them even knowing it. So it works quite good. So it is a good technique to sell your product under 10 seconds. And if your presentation is quite long, say 1 hour, 1.5 hours, so at that point, the, there are certain things which you can take care of. First, create a sit stand scenario. What the sit and stand scenario means, you have to make your audience sit and you have to stand. This gives you a bigger persona that you are a bigger image and you are of a bigger image, so you can talk to different people and your reach is quite wide and you show dominance over there. Okay, so in effectively you are selling your product quite good. Second is create a yes yes scenario. Okay, start your conversation with yes yes. So if you're trying to convey, so start with a single yes, at least three yeses, and then try to pitch off your product. So it goes quite well. The person cannot say no on the fourth because he has already done and accepted you three times. And if all this goes good, then what you can do is take a good pause. You have to have a very good pause, not just like 15-20 minutes. That's a break. That is not the word, but you have to. If you're trying to get important topic to be discussed later. So if at that point take a 10-second pause and then try to establish your point. This gives audience the attention because they all the attention is towards you as the silence is created by you, and this also gives you a power position of saying what is something important is coming, something important is coming up, so we have to listen. This goes on in their mind. So you have to make sure that you take a 10-second pause before trying to do anything important. So these are the things which you can take grab attention from your audience.
I love it a lot. I like this pose trick and technique because you can do it anywhere. If you want to talk to your kids, if you want to talk to your husband, to your friend, so you pause, and then that in the brain reaches that something important is going to be said, or a meaning, an important meaning, or an important word. Also, I love the three yes rule that in the beginning, in order to get the trust, you make the content in order to gain three yeses from the audience. I like that you make a separation. If it is a presentation, a sales presentation, and you are up and the rest of the people of the audience, they are sitting down, or if you are at the same equal, let's say everybody sits. I like it. Thank you so much, Sudaraman, for all this valuable content. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxy.
So, I would love to ask, what is your, if you have any current passionate project that you're working right now?
The passionate project which I am currently working on would be helping more and more teenagers like me. As the single most reason why I started Craft of Kinesics, I founded it because of one reason, because I was a very shy guy, very timid person. I didn't know how to approach people. I was very shy of approaching different personalities. I was always pushed over by different people. I got ordered to do these things and that things. So I thought, why am I like this? I have to change. So I thought, and I studied different things. So at that point, I understood that I can learn body language. From there, the position came of learning body language, and the main motive of Craft of Kinesics is to help different teenagers like me. I am age of 21, so I'm trying to help different teenagers who are of my age, and for building a charming and confident personality, to gain a leader personality in everyone who can talk to anyone without any shyness, 0% shyness. Now, as I can talk to anyone like a famous personality like you, I can talk to anyone. So the passionate project which I am currently working on, you can say, is helping teenagers to find and create their own confident and charming extrovert personality. So they can talk to anyone at any time with the confidence which they always wanted to have. That is what I'm working on.
Thank you. It's very nice. I like it because there is a quote that is saying that even if you want, if you help one soul, if you help one person, it is worthy of living. So if you help more, of course, it's a
Yeah.
big orama, a big vision, and I trust that because we keep on going, we are collaborators. So I will see your growth, and I will be very proud of this. Thank you so much for being here. And I would love also to thank our audience that they were participating here with us, and I hope that they found this valuable content and they enjoyed it as much as I did. So thank you, Sudaraman. Thank you all. See you soon. Bye.